Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sebastian vanished in February of 2024, and still yet today, we have no idea where he is. Recently, there's been a filing by Sebastian's father against DHS and the state, and one thing I noticed in those documents, something that is claimed and something the stepfather said that really breaks my heart. We're going to talk about it all and more on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Let's roll.
Hold up, lights on, chat in the room, another late night and another headline blooming. Coffee going cold, but the story got heat, and one little detail keep tapping my screen. Coming in clutch when the timeline bends. We don't just scroll, we connect loose ends. Somebody said nah, that's probably enough, but the chat said Justin, we're coming in clutch. Run that back, don't rush that part. Something fell wrong from the very first start. Different day, same shaky excuse, and the math ain't mathin' when we check the proof. I'm not here to play detective for fame. I'm here when the story starts changing names. One clip, one call, one post too much, and the whole room knows we're coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, yeah, the facts stay loud. Truth don't hide when we bring the crowd. Screens lit up and the chat don't sleep. We dig real deep where the stories get steep. Pearls in the chat, lights in the back. Somebody better explain why the story went flat. You can dodge one question, maybe dodge two. With the internet clock, what you said don't cue. Wait. Say that again, you said it was there, then it wasn't back then. You said you forgot, but the record got saved. Now the chat's wide awake and the room just changed.
Coming in clutch when it all gets strange, when the facts get buried and the tone starts change. We don't need drama, the truth does enough, that's why they pull up, we're coming in clutch.
Late night crew, yeah, we built this thing. One live stream turned to a whole damn ring. Members in green miles holding it down. Whole chat moving like a small town crowd. No fake hype, no lazy spin. Just one more clue when we're back again. If it don't sit right, we don't let it slide. We put the detail right up on live.
Coming in clutch, say it one more time. Whole room locked on the very next line. From the first red flag to the final touch, you know where to be, we're coming in clutch.
When the screen fades out and the night gets still, somebody somewhere knows truth comes real. We'll be right here when the next facts drop. Coming in clutch and we don't just stop.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is July 23rd, 2026. It is currently 6:02 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. How you doing? Good to see you all. Guys, I was going to go live with Sebastian Rogers last night. I was going to do 2 lives, and I was taking down laundry in between. You know, you got to do stuff. And I think I broke my middle toe. I'm serious. It hurts so bad. I was going down the steps, and I don't know how I did it, but I think I broke my middle toe. And now it hurts to walk. It really hurts to walk. So I scheduled it for a little bit later to see if my toe would feel better, but it didn't. It's not. And yeah, so I just called it a night. So I apologize for taking that down, but we're here today nonetheless. The middle toe. Oh my Lanta. There's nothing really they can do for a toe. There's nothing really they can do. You know, it hurts when I walk now, like when I put weight on it and stuff. But anyways, we're here. I want to talk to you guys about the Sebastian Rogers case, because something very, to me, interesting and extremely sad about this case that we're going to talk about, that I noticed, and I just kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, oh, that is really something. That's really something. And we're gonna get into all of that. Thank you so much, Night Shadow. Thank you for the Unk Alert. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you for that, Jewel. Really do appreciate you. And Susie, thank you so much for the clutch. Appreciate you, baby. Good to see you. Hello, Kiki. Miss Kelly Thompson. Good to see you, love. Susie. Miss Grace. Is Justin sounds low, or am I deaf? I don't know. My sound should not be low. Let's see. I mean, shouldn't be low. Should not be low. I'll see if I can raise it a little bit. See if that's better. If it's too much, let me know. Mowing but listening. Horsey, good to see you. Sounds good. Okay. I don't want to be too low. Don't want to be too high. Sounds good. I think it depends on your device too. How many watts is in your speaker. If it's your phone or your computer or your tablet, I think it depends with that as well. Okay, guys, do me a favor before we get started. If you'd be so kind and please hit that thumbs up button, would greatly appreciate that. And if you would share this live stream out, hit that share button, copy that link, drop it in any of your favorite social media. And if you would consider hyping this video on YouTube, you get 3 hypes a week on YouTube. If you don't use it, you lose it. They're absolutely free, and you have to do it on your mobile device, your phone, or your tablet after the live stream. Laptop so I can see. Gotcha. Hey, Cindy. Good to see you. Miss Tina, Shari, everyone rolling on in here. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you were here when I covered the documents about the filing that has recently came out. Seth Rogers, the biological father of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, filed a suit against DCS and the state. Put it to if you weren't here, if you don't know anything about the documents, just so I can gauge kind of where we're at, what I need to, talk about. So, so it looks like everyone pretty much. Okay. So, in this, okay, so Brittany, there we go, Brittany B. Okay. So, in these filings, let me see if I can just show it real quick, and show you what I'm talking about. So, there was a DCS or CPS call, whatever you want to, call it. It depends where it's at, right? Where you're at. But there was this accusation that is in this filing that the stepfather had hit or smacked Sebastian in the stomach. Now, we know that Sebastian has a chromosome deletion. He has autism, and he's got different types of like ADHD and all that. But I completely forgot about something. And I was like, that, it made me even more sad. Even more sad. And I'm going to show it to you in a minute. Linda, thank you so much for your silver star. Appreciate you, my dear. Leftover pizza, good to see you. Mods, by the way, I want this to be an open dialogue. Do not time anybody out for having a difference of opinion. It's absolutely fine. Just keep it respectful. Cindy said it. Cindy said it. Yep. That's where we're going, Cindy. That's exactly where we're going. I completely forgot about the chest plate. Now, why did Sebastian have this chest plate? Well, because he had a condition where his, like, one side of his chest grew faster than the other. It's a condition. I don't know what it's called. But I thought, oh my God, this poor child. Why would someone hit him, swat him in the stomach? Because that could really, really hurt him even more. Because it doesn't grow the same way. And I was listening to a recording the other night where Chris was talking about this. And he's talking about Sebastian's chest plate, right? And then on this, there was a recording where the stepfather was calling people the re-id word as well, which is another accusation that is made in this filing. That he would say disparaging things to Sebastian. And also the neighbors claim that he says that he wishes Sebastian something to the effect of didn't care if he was, DEAD. So Proudfoot's own admission that he, quote, end quote, whacked a child with diagnosed autism and multiple disabilities in the belly constituted physical abuse. He required that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, quote, wear a pull-up, end quote, and submit to shirt lifting inspections, constituted degrading and humiliating treatment of a disabled child who suffered from documented bathroom accidents as a consequence of SA. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. It's Maritime Girl. Thank you so much, love. Thank you for the eagle. It's very kind of you. Really appreciate you. Very, very much. Okay, so we're going to go over something right here. I'm trying to find it here. Bear with me as I find it. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. I thought I had it pulled up, but let me see here. If I can find it here. Because oh my God, why? Let me see if it'll let me do it like this. Okay, okay, here it is. Okay. Here we go. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. I need to move myself over here, and I need to pop this up right here. Okay? We're going to listen to this.
Sebastian has, it's not quite a cluster, but it's like 3 or 4 freckles on his neck. It'll be on the right side. So if you look at him, it's his right side of his neck. And they're not, like I said, they're kind of like in a line, in an area. They almost look like beauty marks. That is very identifiable. He tends to walk on the balls of his feet. He does have what they call pigeon chest. So the cartilage in his chest bone is growing, but it's growing outward.
Here we go. He has what Chris calls pigeon chest. I don't know what the exact terminology of that is, but it's cartilage in his chest that's growing, but it's growing outward. Musty Hutch. Now think about that a second. Any like slapping or punching or anything like that that's not good if you have a breastplate.
So it kind of looks like one side of his chest kind of sticks up a little farther than the other side.
There we go.
That's why he had the breastplate on.
The Naruto run.
The other, very identifiable. They're not, like I said, they're kind of, if you look at him, it's his right side of his neck. And they're not, like I said, they're kind of like in a line, in an area. They almost look like beauty marks.
Thank you,
that is very identifiable. He tends to walk on the balls of his feet. He does have what they call pigeon chest. So the cartilage in his chest bone is growing, but it's growing outward. So it kind of looks like one side of his chest kind of sticks up a little farther than the other side.
That broke my heart whenever I heard that. Now, I want to say that this is the stepfather's very own, him verbally talking about Sebastian's chest, which we knew he wore a chest plate. And then we have the filing of what Seth Rogers filed. Now there is the DHS documents, which is quoted what Sebastian is talking about happened, what the DHS worker found or didn't find, and what Chris and Katie also found as well. So I think those are all important. Thank you so much, Jules, for the floating heart. Appreciate you, my dear. Thank you very much, love. What he wears. What do you mean what he wears? Sebastian? Okay, now listen to this.
Hence why he had the breastplate on.
The Naruto run?
Yeah. The Naruto guy. Yep, he runs like that. That's very identifiable. His smile is very identifiable. When he smiles real big, like goofiness. He's got this huge smile on his teeth are kind of out there, and he squints his eyes, kind of thing. If his hair is grown out and he doesn't brush it, he's got a real gnarly cowlick. I mean, he can make alfalfa jealous.
Okay, so there's that. Now, I want to go over. Let me see if this is it. One second. I want to go over something that. This is from our friend Queen Bee. Let me find it here. Mods, if y'all drop QB, let me see here. No, I got it. Never mind. I got it. Okay. Look at this right here. Now we're going to listen to Chris talking about some other things. Can't say one nice thing about Sebastian, can he? Makes me sick. Well, I just hate the disparaging. I don't know. It breaks my heart whenever I thought about. Justin, can you please tell us if the one case is or is not because he went missing? That they have to open a case because of someone. Yeah. So when someone goes missing, they do not have to open up a case. That is not true. They do not have to open up a case. What law enforcement has to do is they do have to notify DHS or CPS. So they don't have to open up a case. They did open up a case when Sebastian went missing, CPS or DHS, that they did. But they all law enforcement has to do is notify CPS. It's their whether CPS or DHS wants to open up a case is up to them. Because a young person's chest is still malleable, custom chest braces is a highly effective non-surgical option to reshape the chest wall. Yeah. The way Chris explained it was his cartilage was growing out, and that's why, like, he had one side of his chest was bigger than the other. And it just breaks my heart whenever he was allegedly being slapped or whatever you want to call it in the stomach for simply not wearing a damn belt. I think that is the stupidest thing ever. Stupid. Because he forgot a belt.
Hold on. I will say it like this. To Sebastian's phone, like the devices we had at our house, not that I'm aware of. I'm not going to say he hadn't.
Right.
But I'm not aware if he had, to be honest with you. Anything at Seth's house, I would know.
That's what he called it, pigeon chest. Pigeon chest. Well, I don't know if anybody knows the direct medical term for it.
That would have to be a question for him. I don't know that.
Did he ever take his phone with him when he went to Seth's for the weekend?
Okay, I want you guys to listen really carefully here, because the other day we were live and we were covering some of Nerdy Addict's reporting that because there's things that I know in this case, I knew his reporting was 100% accurate in my opinion. And we knew about this phone. Someone had a burner phone, and that there was a call that was not in Sebastian's contacts. And Chris told Nerdy Addict that he's not saying Sebastian had a burner phone, but somebody had a burner phone, right? So just listen to... Okay, we'll look this up. Let me see this. Oops. Here we go. And so I want you to listen to this. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So check this out. This is what, let me show you this. So I guess this is what, Sebastian had. Like some of it can be sunken in, especially like right in the middle. Right there. Yes, it's stupid. It sounds like Chris was just looking for a reason. Yeah, I agree. I knew someone whose sternum wasn't growing inward, had to have surgery. Yeah, I think you can. Sometimes they do surgery. Sometimes they do other things. Right. Okay. Here we go. Listen.
Did he take his phone that, you know, it was at y'all's house? Did he ever take it with him?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious about
Yeah,
that.
so we were wondering because Seth said something about signal at the pond or whatever. There was a certain pond they like to go to and go fishing because he could get signal. We were thinking if he had signal, if he had the phone that you guys gave him, he wouldn't have to go to no pond or go to a pond where there's signal close by. He would already have it on the phone, right?
Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to get on the internet if it's locked down. So he had to be talking about another phone. There's no other option.
His phone.
Now, I find this very interesting. I'm going to have to talk to Seth, see if he'll tell me a little bit more on this. But Chris, I might as well pull that up to refresh you guys on that. Let me see here. Let me see here, Sebastian. Let me try this. I think it's under this. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Let me find where it talks about this real quick. Because so you guys will know exactly where I'm going with this. Okay. Next question. Hold on. Switch. Bear with me, guys. I apologize. I want to make sure I got this right. More. Ask question. Okay. Where do they talk about the phone? Okay. Listen to this right here. Let me take this down because I just don't want you guys to miss it.
Sure or not, like, because that's a couple of things.
We've all thought about it. I don't know how, but it feels like it is important. The details. I think that anyone in here knows me. I don't mislead people purposely to the tweet. I think as I understand it, and Irina can correct me if I'm wrong, but he asked me to remove it, and I did because it sounded like it may have gotten confused. Sebastian had a couple, he had numbers pre-programmed on his phone, and when police started searching, there was an unknown number.
Sebastian's phone was locked down, right? Justin, do you? They were asked for a comment, and they declined the comment. So Sebastian had phone numbers stored in his phone. His phone was highly locked down, couldn't call anyone outside of his contacts.
Sebastian had a couple, he had numbers pre-programmed on his phone, and when police started searching, there was an unknown number.
Unknown.
It was eventually found that it was Seth's grandma, I believe. Is that accurate, Irina? I'll wait for Irina to answer, but They ID the number as his grandmother. He did mention that the triangulation went to Clarksville, Tennessee.
And nope.
Again, mother. So, mother of whom? Mother, whose mother?
Whose mother?
Actually, I'm going to go back to his text just to make sure I have accuracy. I'll let you take the mic for a second. I'm going to go.
Okay, let me listen to this.
Hitting on my notes. So see
number that
I can't find that either.
This is coming from
Sebastian's phone had a number that.
This is coming from Chris.
I can't find that either.
Coming from Chris.
Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out the number belonged to his grandmother.
Okay. Sebastian had a phone not identified in his phone. The phone number belonged to the grandmother. Well, he can't call anybody outside of his contact list. No, I haven't been live that long. He can't call anybody outside of his contact list. But Sebastian had this phone number in his phone. Okay, now listen. Then he's going to talk about a burner phone because it's very important, because I'm going to show you something next. Listen very carefully.
The burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the three parents. It called Seth's phone.
The burner phone called one of three parents. It called Seth's phone.
It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone either, because there is no proof Sebastian had one. That was his response when I...
Okay. He says it called Seth's phone. It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone.
Had a burner phone either, because there is no proof Sebastian had one. That was his response when I tweeted out what I tweeted.
Because there's no proof that Sebastian had a burner phone.
You guys need me to read that one more time? Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out that number belongs to his grandmother. The burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the three parents. It called Seth's phone. It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone either, because there's no proof Sebastian had one.
Okay. So
interesting to me for, I don't know if we lost Lady Justice or
No, I'm here.
The part that is interesting, and I don't want to talk too much about behavioral health issues.
Okay. So that is what Chris told him, Nerdy Addict, about 9 months ago. And he told this. Thank you so much for the clutch gift. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you very, very, very much. Who did that? Honey Bay. Honey Bay sent a clutch. How you doing, baby? Good to see you. Okay, now listen to this. On a panel, he sent, this was on QB's.
Upon for,
that ever happened, Chris? Did he?
I like the hey dudes. They feel better on nothing.
Sure.
Wait, this
will
might not
last
be
through
the
an
one.
apocalypse. It'll be cockroaches and Crocs.
Right.
Hold on.
Chris, they want to know if you and Katie wear Crocs.
Not that one. Let me find it. Okay. Is that it? Let me check. It might be it. Let me check.
Call it my cankle because it gets really big.
I always wear the outside.
Okay, that one's not it. Did I exit out of it? Please tell me I didn't exit out of it. Okay. Where the fuck did I put it? Did I exit out of it? I'm gonna slap myself if I exited out of it. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna play this.
edges of mine out because for some reason
you guys had I think she's talking about because you said you had parental controls on Sebastian's phone.
Okay, here it is. Okay. Listen.
Those are comfy.
They are comfy.
I mean, there's nothing. Don't get me wrong. Nothing against the Crocs. I just
People are saying, I knew Chris was a
Hold on, Kelly's saying, hi, Chris. My 15-year-old who is autistic and graduating is brilliant and has somehow hacked every parental control I can buy. It blows my mind and it's very scary. You guys had, I think she's talking about because you said you had parental controls on Sebastian's phone, that you guys had and she's saying, like, basically her son is autistic as well and he's hacked into all her stuff, like he's hacked through it. He's basically overrode the
like the parental controls. Has that ever happened, Chris? Did Sebastian ever get around that?
No, not well. Hold on. I will say it like this: to Sebastian's phone, like the devices we had at our house, not that I'm aware of. I'm not.
So Sebastian, not that he is aware of, that got past the parental controls, right? So how was that call made out?
I'm gonna say he hadn't,
right?
But I'm not aware if he had, to be honest with you. Anything at Seth's house, I wouldn't know. That would have to be a question for him. I don't know that.
Did he ever take his phone with him to when he went to Seth's for the weekend? Did he take his phone that it was at y'all's house? Did he ever take it with him?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious about that.
Yes, you were wondering because Seth said something about signal at the pond or whatever. There was a certain pond they like to go to and go fishing because he could get.
Well, at the dam, there was allegedly a cell phone signal and a hit.
We were thinking if he had signal, if he had the phone that you guys gave him, he wouldn't have to go to no pond go to a pond where there's signal close by. He would already have it on the phone, right?
Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to get on the internet if it's locked down. So he had to be talking about another phone. There's no other option.
His phone from our house.
Now, this comes into the burner phone. The burner phone. Who had the burner phone? Because Chris said in Nerdy Addicts, he said, I don't want it to seem like Sebastian had a burner phone. Because there's no proof that he did have a burner phone.
Was very locked down. I mean.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, even if he took it with him, he wouldn't have been able to use, like, his biggest thing, I think, was YouTube.
What are you talking about, Katie?
I mean, there was some restrictions about him being on YouTube.
Right.
So he didn't have access to it. So, I mean, he wanted to use it to listen to music and watch his videos. That was cut off. Because it became a problem.
So if he left the house, though, with his phone, would he be able to connect to a different Wi-Fi that if someone gave him the password to theirs?
No. So the device itself was the lock, not the programs.
The device itself was the lock, not the programs.
Gotcha.
Now, see, we were watching that show, and then a lady in the chat said that she had actually given one of her old phones to her son, and he gave it to a girl at school. All I could think was, what the heck if somebody did that and gave Sebastian one,
Right.
Not realizing.
I've thought of that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been a question. That honestly, we don't have an answer. The best answer I can give buddy is, to our best recollection, Sebastian did not have any other phone other than the phone that Katie and I provided to him.
Of course, Sebastian didn't have another phone. Of course, Sebastian did not have another phone. So where is this burner phone coming in?
Right.
Anything in his father's house, we are not aware of. So I don't know. As far as I know, there was no other devices in the house either.
Remember that one girl, Queen? I think she actually had 2 phones. Like, she had the phone that her mom and dad gave her. Then she got the one at school, and she was actually using the phone that her mom and dad gave her as a hotspot to connect to the secondary phone.
To connect to the other phone. You know what else though too? That one lady that came up here, she was talking about her teenage daughter had actually took her iPhone and logged out of the iPhone and logged into.
Some kids are very smart with, you know, devices and stuff, but they said Sebastian didn't get
like a whole other screen that made it like a completely different phone.
Like a whole nother Apple ID.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's crazy. Kids are too smart these days.
Well, I mean,
hell yeah, and then they learn.
Well, Chris says this this phone number triangulates to Clarksville, to the grandmother's home, or whatever, the grandmother's phone. I think that's how he uses it. His grandmother lives in Texas. His grandmother lives in Texas.
Their kids, and then other apps and other games and shit like that, you know, like Roblox and Minecrafts and Becky said, Mr. Proudfoot, can I ask if Ellie is continuing to get leads daily? I'm from Oklahoma and praying for you, Sebastian's safe return.
Last we heard that they had the leads had slowed down. So I don't know if they're daily. But there's, I mean, unless it's of like actual importance or something, like if it's something that's they're actually concerned with or wanting some information on, there's certain leads that if they do get them, we don't know about them. I mean, so to give you an idea, like photos of sightings that people said, oh, this looks like Sebastian, submitted photos. You know, they do forward those photos out.
Yes,
we look at them, yay or nay, and then we submit, like, just give them the answer back.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Chat. Email me if you have a question or text me.
Did you see that the Koberger hearing was hacked today for a few minutes?
Hacked.
It was
problems, like things like that, but it's like, I mean, he seems to have gone very far for someone with social you know what I mean? Like he's working on
a TA and getting a doctorate.
Right. And it's like, I don't know.
You know what she said? Ann Taylor said that she has listened to at least 100 hours of interviews with people that interacted with him at WSU, and she said it's all
Let me find it here.
She has one more question.
That
it was stated by Seth. Okay, can you ask Chris why Microsoft contacted Ellie? It was stated by Seth.
Any accounts that Sebastian may have had or anything like that, they reached out to everything. They reached out to I think Google, because you know the kids actually had the school accounts and stuff like that. So I mean they reached out to anybody he may have had an account with or something.
So they really, I mean, they even got that, yeah. You don't have to pay for a question. All you have to do is either ask it in chat, text me, email me, send a carrier pigeon, whatever it is. But I have literally 600 people in 2 chats right now, and it goes by pretty quickly. So you can keep asking it, or you can text me. That'll get directly to me, 307-228-4906, or alljustice, the number 4, the letter U at gmail.com. Or you can super chat. Sure, that'll get it. That'll always get it. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Dolores. Appreciate you very much. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. I didn't see your question. If I didn't see your question, write it again. Send me a text. Send me an email. I've got every single thing how you can contact me out there. Okay? Thank you, Miss Dolores, for your super chat. I appreciate you.
I mean, but Microsoft, I mean, it would have had to come through probably a computer or something. We don't have Xboxes. We only have the PlayStations. So
yeah,
there's no telling.
Well, and then Ann was
Carrier
just talking
pigeon.
about, we were just talking about this. She said, what happened with the school janitor that was arrested?
Oh, yeah.
On the phone. Did they know if
up
he
in
ever...
Portland,
30
25,
minutes.
30 miles.
Okay. Now, want to go back to here and listen to this. I think it's 35, 38.
Anyone in here? I started searching. Like he had numbers. It sounded like I'm wrong, but he asked me to remove it, and I did because it sounded like it may have gotten confused. Sebastian had a couple, like he had numbers pre-programmed on his phone, and when police started searching, there was an unknown number. It was eventually found that it was Seth's grandma, I believe. Is that accurate, Irina? I'll wait for Irina to answer, but they ID'd the number as his grandmother. He did mention that the triangulation went to Clarksville, Tennessee.
The triangulation went to Clarksville, Tennessee. Thank you, Mini Panthers. I enjoy super chat, my comments and questions you deserve. Thank you very much, honey. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, love.
Again, mother. So, mother of whom? Mother, whose mother? Actually, I'm going to go back to his text just to make sure I have accuracy.
Well, you know, that's what has me questioning, Sherry. That because Chris makes it seems like it's Seth's mom. Makes it seems like it's Seth's mom, but Seth's mom lives in Texas, and it makes me wonder: is it his mom? Is it his mom? Sounds like he had one of those kids' phones where you program in a few numbers and you can't access anything. Well, I think he had just like a normal phone, but they did have it locked down so much. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate you, my dear. Hey, Lake. Good to see you, honey. She doesn't live in Clarksville. She doesn't. Sebastian's phone was supposedly on the kitchen counter. I don't think it was Katie's mom either. She lives in Virginia. I don't think Katie has much contact with her. Okay, that's fine. Let me just get you out of here then. So you don't have to listen to a grifter, okay?
You take the mic for a second. I'm going to go.
She was there for the search. I wonder if she
I was trying to
prior
see where I found that
for the search.
about a dog hitting on
Chris's mom? Is
water.
that what you mean?
And I
saying?
know I've seen that a bazillion times, and I even have it somewhere shuffled away in my notes. But I can't find it right now. And also those video clips I sent you last night, I can't find that either.
Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out the number belonged to his grandmother. The burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the three parents. It called Seth's phone. It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone either.
So you're right, Face of America. You're right. There was this thing that was put out that Sebastian may have called Katie's mom or talked to Katie's mom. Like, I think it was like right before he went missing or whatever. But the way Chris says it, in my opinion, he says, he's going to read it again here. It called one of the 3 parents. I think that's how he says it. And then he says it called Seth's. Let me see how he says it again. Thank you so much, Norma. Appreciate you, honey. Good to see you. Thank you. Very generous of you. Thank you for the the GOAT trophy. Thank you very much, honey.
Because there is no proof Sebastian had one. That was his response when I tweeted out what I tweeted. You guys need me to read that one more time? Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out that.
But you just heard Chris say that Sebastian never got around any of the settings that he's aware of and couldn't call out or anything. But here, this is Chris directs text to Nerdy.
Out what I tweeted. You guys need me to read that one more time? Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out that number belongs to his grandmother. The burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the 3 parents. It called Seth's phone. It doesn't.
Okay. My question is, it says it called Seth's phone. But where's the grandmother come into this? Called one of the 3 parents. Just language like that, you're obviously hiding something because people don't talk like that. Called one of 3 parents. It called Seth's phone. You would just say it called Seth's phone if you were, in my opinion, telling the truth. A bark phone is what it's called. It's was Mom's way of making sure my butt hadn't ran away. Right? Where's the happy birthday, Millie. Happy birthday, love. Happy birthday to Millie. Happy birthday to you. Y'all make sure you say happy birthday to Millie, who was the one that called Sunday morning bragging about making pancakes. That was Chris's family. That was Chris's family. Joanne, thank you so much for the floating heart. Appreciate you very much, my darling. Good to see you. Seth said that his mom that lives in Texas would talk to Sebastian, and Seth wished that his mom let him know what Sebastian was thinking, but Robin didn't want to betray Sebastian's confidence, right? Now this is, of course, CP speaking on it. Could he have made it look like, oh, of course, absolutely, Bliss. Absolutely. Goat cheese. Sounds like he's giving them talking points. The burner phone I told you about. How was it found? I'm just saying I would rule that out. The location was in Clarksville, but that is just where it was. Thinking outside the box. What do you... I don't know what you mean saying. I was just saying I would rule that out. Rule which part out, baby? The triangulate to Clarksville comment pushing everything to Seth.
Didn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone either, because there's no proof Sebastian had one.
Let me see what he says about the triangulation.
Burn cell phone. Sebastian
hot ass
number belonged phone.
Sent you last night. I can't find it either.
In his
Listen,
Sebastian
hot ass.
Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out the number belonged to his grandmother. The burn cell phone that I...
Okay. So to me, this sounds like 2 separate situations, in my opinion. Heaven, thank you so much for the gold coin, baby. Appreciate you very much. Thank you, love. Okay. Listen.
We found out the number belonged to his grandmother.
Sebastian had a phone. So he had a phone. He had his phone. He had a number in his phone. And the number belonged to his grandmother, according to Chris. Okay. Now, then he goes on to the burner phone.
The burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the 3 parents. It called Seth's phone. It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone.
Okay. So the burner phone called one of 3 parents' phones. It called Seth's cell phone. Seth's phone, rather. It doesn't need to seem like Sebastian had a burner phone.
Phone either, because there is no proof Sebastian had one. That was his response when I tweeted out what I tweeted. You guys need me to read that one more time? Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out that number belongs to his grandmother. The burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the 3 parents. It called Seth's phone. It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone either, because there's no proof Sebastian had one.
Why even say it called one of 3 parents when you're going to say it just, yes, exactly.
The piece that ties in that's interesting to me for, I don't know if we lost Lady Justice or Brianna.
No, I'm here.
Okay. The part that is interesting, and I don't want to talk too much about behavioral health issues. I'll just say there were some, okay? And one of the behavioral health issues led to Chris Proudfoot having to go to Sebastian's school. I think Chris said the last time he saw Sebastian was on the 2nd. And
okay. And then listen to what Chris says here. And then we're going to move on.
Different phone.
Like a whole nother.
Had actually that one lady that came up here, she was talking about her teenage daughter, had actually took her iPhone and logged out of the iPhone and logged into like a whole other screen that made
about that
different phone.
Like a whole nother Apple ID.
Listen to what Chris says here.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's crazy. Kids are too smart these days.
Well, I mean,
hell yeah, and then they learn from other kids and then other apps and other games and shit like that, you know, like Roblox and Minecrafts and
right.
Becky said, Mr. Prophet, can I ask if Ellie is continuing to get leads daily? I'm from Oklahoma and praying for you, Sebastian's safe
Wait,
return.
it might be back here once.
All I could think was, what the heck if somebody did that?
We don't have an answers.
All I could think was, what the heck if somebody...
Yeah, I mean, that's always been a question. That honestly, we don't have an answers. The best answer I can give everybody.
About signal at the pond.
Access for the weekend.
Okay,
did he take his phone that, you know, it was at y'all's house? Did he ever take it with him?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious about
that.
Yeah,
see, we were wondering because Seth said something about signal at the pond or whatever. There was a certain pond they like to go to and go fishing because he could get signal. We were thinking if he had signal, if he had the phone that you guys gave him, he wouldn't have to go to no pond or you know, go to a pond where there's signal close by. He would already have it on the phone, right?
Yeah.
Well, you've got to remember that they went back in Chris and Katie's house a year later and got cameras that were inside the home. They got allegedly a phone and I think a laptop, allegedly.
He wouldn't be able to get on the internet if it's locked down. So he had to be talking about another phone. There's no other option.
His phone from our house.
Listen.
Was very locked down. I mean,
okay.
So I mean, even if he took it with him, he wouldn't have been able to use his biggest thing, I think, was
he wouldn't be able to use
YouTube. You know, I mean, there was.
So Sebastian would not be able to use his phone even if he took it with him? I mean, he could call the contacts in his phone, right?
Some restrictions about him being on YouTube.
Right.
So he didn't have access to it. So, I mean, he wanted to use it to listen to music and watch his videos. That was cut off. Because it became a problem.
Yes.
So if
they are
he
two
left the
different
house
things.
though with his phone, would he be able to connect to a different Wi-Fi that if someone gave him the password?
I think he was too. I think he was too, Mohawk. I think he could not even get into his phone unless Chris or Katie put in the passcode so he could get into the phone. I don't think he could just call anybody whenever he wanted. I think there was, because Chris says up here, it's not the apps, it's just getting into the phone.
To theirs?
Listen.
No.
No.
So the device itself was the lock, not the program.
See, the device itself was the lock, right? Not the programs.
Gotcha.
Now, see, we were watching that show, and then a lady in the chat said that she had actually given one of her old phones to her son, and he gave it to a girl at school. All I could think was, what the heck if somebody did that and gave Sebastian one, you know? Not realizing.
I thought of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been a question that honestly, we don't have an answer. The best answer I can give everybody is, to our best recollection, Sebastian did not have any other phone other than the phone that Katie and I provided to him.
Right.
Anything at his father's house, we are not aware of. So I don't know. As far as I know, there was no other devices in the house either.
I think Sebastian was kind of fragile. I don't think, I can't promise you on that, Kelsey, but I don't think he even had his own passcode to get into the phone to do anything unless Katie or them punched it in. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Usually they have like you're right saying, they usually have like a specialty, you know, that a niche that they're really, really intelligent in. Sebastian was being suppressed to communicate with being monitored every second, even inside at 108 with no security inside or out my foot. Makes me wonder if the whole phone scenario is true. Well, I find it very interesting because of the dam. There was allegedly they were checking that dam that was 7 miles away. 7 miles away because there was allegedly a ping there.
Remember that one girl, Queen, I think she actually had 2 phones. Like she had the phone that her mom and dad gave her. Then she got the one at school, and she was actually using the phone that her mom and dad gave her as a hotspot to connect to the secondary phone.
So can you to connect to the other phone? You know,
I am so sorry, honey. Oh my God. I am so sorry you lost your hubby. Prayers and thoughts are going out to you, my dear. My gosh. I'm so sorry, honey. They did not want him telling anyone what he was going through their home. I don't know. It's
what else though too? That one lady that came up here, she was talking about her teenage too smart, learned some crap daily.
Slowed down. So I don't know if they're daily. But
that is creepy.
So closer to Kentucky state line.
Yeah.
The phone. Did they know if he ever worked at Sebastian's school? I have no idea. Was it Tennessee? That's where it happened.
Yeah.
I thought it was the same
with that here. I'm just gonna say
just one thing. I mean, there's
a negative narrative instead of, you know, looking at it from different angles. Everybody's just got to find a negative angle and point the finger at a person, and it's like, okay, good luck. You know?
Right.
Well, they act like he's a
okay. All right. So now I want to go to this. Let me find it. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm listening to something.
Message.
Hell, you
Less
did
than-
my.
Let me find it.
I have a question that I want to. Chris, the 19 out, the 7 plus
Okay.
2, and like, and your 5 trips, you know, the pullouts, just put it all in the middle. And there had to be.
See, I'm trying to understand the 27 hours. Like,
You said
where's the
19
27
hours.
I don't know. I don't know. This is her
The person
story,
she's
not
talking
mine.
about. The person she's talking about.
for my trailer.
Right.
Yeah, and you
Right.
have no wanted me to do something so they could sue me for my trailer.
Right.
Yeah, and you
Right.
have no way to pull it. So sure.
Yeah.
I actually clipped
Yeah.
that video.
You actually thought that through. Good job.
Okay, I apologize. It was 17 hours, not 27 hours.
17. I need some understanding of where the 17 comes from.
Well, it came from Chris. It came from Chris. However, when he talked about going back down there, now remember it hadn't been 36 hours that he had been home, and he just had to go back and get his camper. And it took me a lot of work to find out, because whenever he told on a panel, he said, we went down there, we weren't down there, I don't know, maybe 17, 19 hours. And when I say we, I mean Katie didn't go with me. But then he kept saying we. And I knew he wasn't by himself. Knew it. And one thing I did find out is that he was 100% not alone that evening when he went down there. 100% not alone. That is absolutely not alleged. He was not alone. There was 2 people with him.
Honestly, I think half hours to, and then it would make it 7 hours. That was tragedy.
She's trying to prove. I can break this down real easy. She's trying to say I did something nefarious in that 17 hours that it takes.
I don't know who he's referring to here, like who Chris is referring to, the woman.
Allegedly drive from here, go get my trailer, pack it up, and then drive all the way back here. That it took me 17 hours, and I would have had to have done something with Sebastian.
Well, he spent the night. He spent the night there. And this is, they did have his phone at the time, right? Do you guys remember? Put a 1 in chat if you remember Nina saying that he was bitching about them having his phone. Anyone remember that? Okay. Just wanted to make sure we was on the same page. Okay. So this is my question. If they have his phone at that time, the TBI or Sumner County, if they have his phone at that time, how is he speaking to Nina? There we go. Show poodles. Yes. So, was he using, in my opinion, I'll just say, he either had to be using one of the 2 people's phones that he was with, or he had to have another phone. Maybe a burner phone. He had just got his phone back. I don't think he did, Mohawk. Because Nina was talking. Maybe he did just get his phone back. I don't know. I need to find. But he was bitching about it. Nina said he was bitching about the phone. Maybe he had his phone back. We'll have to look more into that. But either way, it's very interesting.
That's what she's alluding to. And she's actually 1,000,000% incorrect.
Well, I mean,
we know that.
You know that I find out what everybody's trying to assume about my trailer. I find extremely hysterical.
Okay. He finds it extremely hysterical. Okay. Now, give me a second while I find this. Okay, and this is coming from QB as well.
They don't understand that it was checked out twice.
Right.
I brought it home because at one point I was out of a job.
Right. And
right.
We're also coming into the time of year when campgrounds fill up like crazy. So if you don't pay, you don't get to stay. Otherwise, it becomes a big problem, right?
Oh, I was, so I
Do you know where that is, Mohawk?
in advance. I pay it my whole time. Doesn't matter.
See, he pays it in advance, which, you know, he's talked about this clearly. If you pay it in advance, you know, why did you have to go get it within 36 hours? You have to go all the way back. It's fine there. People leave their campers there all winter. They'll store their campers there as well. As controlling as he is and how he has to be updated on Sebastian eating, there's no way he went without a phone. He had one for work, ? Knowing CP, he used his work number, but Nina, will his phone number come up? He said he was out of a job.
Like if they say, hey, I'm gonna be here.
Listen.
Let's say I'm gonna be at this job for 3 months.
3 months.
Okay. I'll ask them, do they want me to do it monthly, or do they just want me to pay all 3 months up front?
Okay, well, I mean, I'm sure your rent for this wasn't ending, you know, when Sebastian went missing. I hate to say this, but if his phone pinged on the dam, that makes me think of Audrey Cunningham. Oh, yeah, Tim Miller had to drain the dam. Yeah, poor little Audrey.
It's whatever.
Right.
So I'll pay. I brought my trailer home because I was talking to law enforcement. I said, okay. They were aware of everything, what day we left, what time I left. I went down there.
What day we left. And then he says, what time I left.
Packed it up. I spent the night because it's 3.5 hours down there. And then you got to pack everything up and get everything done. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to pack my trailer up. Drive down there, pack it up, and then try to race back home like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be, you know, 7 hours of, you know, driving, and maybe maximum of 2 hours putting your camper, you know, back together. So that would be like a work day.
That's
right.
Irresponsible first and foremost. If you have a CDL, you know damn good and well that It takes one speeding ticket, you can lose your CDL. It takes one wreck, you can lose your CDL.
Right. Absolutely. You can't, like, on top of that, just finding out that your child is missing, you're already a danger on the highway.
But I mean, it's, I know what she's alluding to. Can I see what she's thinking? I sure can. Sure. But the other aspect of this, of what she doesn't understand, or these people don't understand, let me put it that way, because I'm sure there might be more than one, is that what they forget is every aspect of what we've done includes law enforcement, period. Doesn't matter. Like when we fly out of town to go pick up my daughter, they will know when and when we come back.
Right.
It was about the time, Susan. Yep.
Chris, can you repeat one thing for me for the people in the back, please?
Sure.
Your trailer was your trailer was searched.
Yes.
Yes. Repeat that, please, so that everybody hears that one more time.
It was searched.
Okay.
It was searched.
Okay.
Hey, Chris,
There's not been one thing that we have kept from any form of law enforcement at all. They have had access to every single thing that they wanted.
A bullshit?
I know. I used to laugh when you guys when Katie first went back into that law. You know, hear themselves.
And they think everybody.
This is the problem.
I wouldn't say it's lack of common sense. I would say it's more along the lines of
so many people be able to store and
like a sticker, no?
Water moccasin.
Latest.
Watching Tennessee.
Tube snake cobras. Look out.
North Carolina or had one little. It could.
Well, I'm not saying that Pat can, never injecting any from a poisonous snake.
Oh my God. It was only one
box. That thing.
Long hair.
Search.
And stuff, right?
That's where Sebastian, where I had it wrap around him, and he was just clutching onto him so hard, you know?
Jesus.
Squeezed him so hard he was smiling. Didn't you see it?
Yeah, I did.
God, people are stupid. This place.
What are you saying about me?
Oh, they come up with the live and red. Yeah, yeah. What the hell?
Because you brought real simple.
Some haterade juice.
I was always taking my kids trick or treating, and I could no trick or my daughter. I'm just saying, my daughter's home.
We live now. Now, like I said, it's so dark in the subdivision, it doesn't matter. I think last year we had one trick or treater. One.
Find it.
Oh yeah. Where we used to live, in Cambridge Farms up in Gallatin. If you don't buy probably 20 pounds of candy, you're gonna be out fast. Because I swear, I'm pretty sure everybody just makes this deal. Let's all go to Cambridge Farms and let's just trick or treat.
I think we
thousands and
we
thousands
went
of
there
children.
1 year. I swear we went there 1 year.
Well, every year.
Grace said, have you guys been back home yet?
What was that?
Grace said, have you guys been back home? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. He's just asking.
It's a holiday. I'll let it. He'll know what that means.
Sure.
There's something I was reading on, and not
You're telling me everything that's tragic in your life, if the negative or grandpa did this and grandpa.
We enjoyed having kids.
People out here stay miserable standing
on it. You can't live. There you go.
On this aspect of this, but there's a saying, a Native American saying, that they say that when you were born, you cried and the world rejoiced. But when you die, the world cries and you rejoice.
That's beautiful.
I was that you know you're not supposed to. I mean, hello.
You have to get up and move on. Think what is in people's lives. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, if something tragic happens in people's lives, you should take the time to mourn.
Thank you, Holly.
Think, whatever, but at the same time,
Thank you, baby. Thank you,
You
Joanne.
have to get up and move on.
Right. And I'm sure you have I'm sure every day you're dealing with this emotionally. So if you can laugh a little bit, you have to.
I don't have time to be emotional. Daughter, I have bills, I have a house, I have things that have to be done, and I have a family. So I don't have the time to be an emotional person. My job is to be the rock. That's it.
Right. Spoken like a true gentleman.
That was the Bible too.
Well,
I didn't think it was
forgotten.
Native American. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now, let me go to this. We're going to go to nerdy. And I got to find the timestamp.
Yeah, well, it says 230 and have a peaceful day.
The dog thing is interesting. I'm going to stop on the aerial footage so we can see it from the air. And here's how it was described to me. Search dogs.
Listen.
So first, dogs were used to pick up the scent of Sebastian, meaning we all know that they'll give him clothes, socks, right, to pick up the scent. The scent, he said, led across the street to the neighbor's house. And
so this is Nerdy Addict. He was in the same truck. He went down to Hendersonville. He met Chris. Chris was in the truck with him and told him that there was a scent of Sebastian. It went through, he claims, Bobby, the neighbor's yard, and he uses 3 Muslim women. And then it went down the creek, and then it went all the way to the dam.
And specifically to the playscape that they had. I guess they had a playground or like a little playscape swing set slide. I don't know. But the sniff dogs went to that area first. The canines went to that area first. If I remember correctly, he said this was in between the house of Bobby and their teens and in between 3 Muslim women who lived in the house next to them. So the canines pick up the scent, they go into the playscape, and then they take it from there. They go across the street to the creek. In the first video on the ground, you see that sort of shack there, the barn there, where it says Shackle Island. That behind there is the creek. He then says that the canines continue the scent down the creek at some point, and I don't know where, but it's somewhere between the creek and Old Hickory Dam, which is why I showed it. It switches off to cadaver dogs. Cadaver dogs led to the dam. Now, I had a whole lot of questions for ChatGPT because I don't know if someone drowned 6 months ago, if cadaver dogs are going to pick up on that scent or not. I'm not a canine specialist. I'm just relaying what he disclosed. So again, the canines that picked up his scent went across the street first in between the 3 Muslim ladies' house and Bobby's house with the teenagers. It then took them to the creek across the street, and then dogs, both canines and cadaver dogs, then followed it and stopped at Old Hickory Dam. So I thought that was interesting for a lot of reasons. I've worked water cases before, Connecticut, Riley Strain in Tennessee. Usually the dam is the most interesting area for a deceased person because they're going to get hung up there. Now, what's interesting is that he told me that the water was exceptionally high at this time of the year. And when it happened, I think if I remember, he said 10 to 12 feet higher than normal. It doesn't sound like they were able to reduce the water levels to properly check the dam. He also said that there's contention between Sumner County and TBI. Sumner County believes that, we'll just summarize, but they believe, Sebastian ran away, slipped on a rock, and drowned and died, whereas TBI doesn't believe that. They believe a different scenario here. So I'll let you guys process that, and I'm going to let you take the mic for a second.
Wow, that's crazy. I've thought about that as well, which it's always been a running theory, and it always will be I always have thought Sebastian is alive, and I do think he is coming home. But you have to think about the alternative. And
all right, listen to this.
Slipping on a rock and dog. hit on that retention pond first? Didn't he supposedly dive straight into that retention pond or whatever it was?
That's not what I was. Yeah, that's not the way Chris explained it. And again, take it for a grain of salt, but I don't know where that information. It's the first time I'm hearing.
So Chris tells Nerdy that there's nothing about a dog diving into the retention pond. That there is just it goes through the creek and then goes 7 miles to the dam.
And I do have people were telling me to check the retention pond, but a retention pond, searching that versus a lake are two different animals, two different beasts.
Definitely.
So, and someone's asking in the chat, am I sure? Yeah, there was a massive search on the ground. I don't know if people realize how massive the search was, and I know how far away the car chips and, could be wrong, 8 hours. People don't know what occurs during this process. Police will tie one individual. Don't know how, but it
all ends. I mean, I don't really know. You've given me a lot more to think about for sure, or not. Because that's a couple of things I didn't know that really are important.
They are important. I don't know how. We've all thought about it. I don't know how, but it feels like it is important. The details. I think the search warrant for me, why, right? Because if they in fact did hand over every piece of, basically the way Chris presented it was they all handed over their phones willingly, all three, right? Katie, Chris, and Seth. He said that his phone took the least amount of time, meaning Chris's, to image. So if people don't know what occurs during this process, police will tie a device into the phone and take a backup of it, right? They don't have to take the physical phone. I think Chris said something like 7 hours. I could be wrong. 8 hours. Katie's took 10, maybe. It was in the middle, and then Seth's phone took the longest. Now,
I don't believe
that could be for various reasons. It could be because Seth had a different type of phone, right? iPhone versus Android. It could mean that Seth just had that much more data on his phone, and that imaging process took longer. Yeah. So I don't know if it's necessarily meaningful. But yeah, they willingly handed over everything, even car chips and,
Okay, now car chips. Car chips. Don't forget about Chris's truck pinging. Don't talk about my truck. Remember that?
He described a moment when the FBI team identified with their Wi-Fi sniffer that there was something, broadcasting nearby on the network, and it turns out there's a device in his truck or RV that was broadcasting. And
now, Chris says that there is, he says that there was this something broadcasting in his truck. And apparently they asked about it. Now, again, they're not going to ask you about your truck 8-10 hours later after the child had vanished and you were out of town.
Putting out a Wi-Fi signal. It sounds like they really put the effort in to willingly give police what they wanted, but that raises the question. That raises the question of why did police then feel the need to obtain a search warrant from a judge, right? And then to execute it, and then to take devices that were not even present or in that home when Sebastian vanished. Those three cameras were added after. That part blew my mind.
And that's not just easy to do. Not just a judge is not just going to sign off on a warrant like that for no reason. He's going to have a good probable cause, especially the statute that they have. And don't come at me. They've been in the military because they do have a statute. They're well respected. It just is what it is.
It's certainly interesting. And with the same at the same time, my mind, people can use that as they wish, right? That's interesting, but it's been a long time since February 2025, right? He said it was about a year after, and we still don't have any arrests. Here we are, and
Okay, now here we go.
On Twitter. Fast forward, and this is the most significant piece of information. And I'm going to disclose it, and I'm going to put it out on Twitter now.
You can.
Roughly
depends,
1
yeah,
year
you're right.
after Sebastian Rogers
Kiki.
went missing,
Thank you, baby. Appreciate
law
it.
enforcement descended on his residence and executed a search warrant. They seized multiple electronic devices, and this is the interesting part to me. So they confiscated laptops and more. And it's interesting because,
Oh, I got it.
Again, this is hearsay. This is someone telling me that they had already given over these devices willingly. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is the information where I've been saying on X where it's problem.
So if they had given over these devices willingly from a year ago, why would they come back to the home?
Because
and
you can
want
look
these
at it either
devices?
way. Those who work true crime have to think about a
find it.
judge
I'll
signing
show it to
off on a search warrant, right? There needs to be probable cause. And I asked to see that search warrant or what the probable cause was. And the response was that it's sealed. Police confiscated 3 cameras in addition to all the other electronic devices. Okay. And those 3 cameras were added after Sebastian went missing. One of the
3 cameras and I think a laptop and a phone. Here's the motorhome. That's the motorhome. Right there. I got these are all my files. Let me see, I might have more photos. Let me check here. I got so much. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I was the one that found out where they originally were staying. This is about 3.5 hours away. About 3.5 hours away. It's in I forget where it is exactly. But I should have more photos. Oh, that was that. There's been so much to this case. Remember the arms. That's the areas that they searched. Okay. April 27, 2024, Chris says parents went to Alaska for work. They were at Alaska for 2 weeks. Seth wanted a job in law enforcement. Chris states that was Seth's dream job and came up, and Chris states that a job came up and he called Seth and said, I think you should apply for this. Let me find it. That's more photos of. Oh, here's a better one right there. It's a very nice motorhome. Very, very nice motorhome. I don't know what happened. I don't want to falsely accuse anyone in the case. It's just too weird. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think Sebastian walked out on his own at all. I don't know how anybody could believe Sebastian walked out on his own, to be quite honest with you. But that's just me. In my opinion, he put Sebastian in truck bed and took off with his mom's plea. Yogi Bear Horn like, yes. I live 5 miles from there. My mom lives around the corner from it. So let me show you this right here. So this is the dam. This is Old Hickory Lake, or dam, Old Hickory Dam, right here. And this is the area that they were searching on. They were allegedly on top of the dam, right here. And there was supposedly some pings in this area. Now, how far is this from Sebastian's house? Well, it's about 7 miles. 7 miles. Here's, Sebastian's house. Here's the main road. This is where they were. There was a retention pond right here that a dog had allegedly got, a hit potentially in the very, very, very beginning. And then over here, there's a cemetery and a church. And then this is Sebastian's school right here. Right. One thing I personally believe, if Sebastian was taken out of here, they did not go this direction. There's cameras right here. I think they probably went down this way. I've driven this road as well, and I think they probably went to Old Hickory Dam. Right, here's Beach Creek High School. Let's do a straight line. Let's see how far that is. The way the crow flies. Let's go to miles. That's 5.8 miles as the crow flies. It's 7 miles if you're driving. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much, honey, for the unk alert. Thank you so much, baby. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate it. A properly trained scent dog would not jump into the water. I agree. We carried him to the screen in the back porch. I'm glad there are pics of CP's arm. And of course, they weren't taken by Ellie, though. And I think they need to get forensics of that picture. I don't know, but it's really weird. So here we go. Okay, now I'm going to show you this. Let me play this real quick so I can pull something up here about those electronics. Shoemaker, thank you so much for the unk alert. Appreciate you, babe. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate you. Guys are very sweet. He texted Nina 911. She said it was an unknown number. Period. Ellie had his phone. I wish I had Nina's. I don't think I have that recording. I probably have it where I played it on one of my videos, but I wish I just had Nina's interview.
Those cameras was from Chris Proudfoot's daughter's room. Apparently they installed a camera in her room after Sebastian went missing, and 2 other cameras. People are saying I'm choppy. Could be bandwidth, I don't know.
Let me find this right here.
Is that better? Yeah, I see it. choppy voice. Is that better? Thank you, Indy. Okay. So they confiscated 3 cameras that were added in the home after Sebastian went missing, which was interesting to me. One of those cameras was placed in Chris Proudfoot's daughter's room. I believe she's 8 years old. Police confiscated those cameras with the search warrant that was executed. I don't know what evidence led them to obtain a search warrant from a judge. We know that's sealed now. Yeah, Kate, which part do you need repeated? I'm going to put the link in for Brianna. So let me just get the link for Brianna here, guys. I do want her to join. Okay, so police executed a search warrant 1 year after Sebastian went missing at the residence. They confiscated electronics. They confiscated 3 cameras that were added after Sebastian went missing. So 3 cameras were added inside the home after he went missing, and police felt the need and had a warrant to seize those devices. One of those cameras was inside the daughter's room. I don't know. I sort of ran this by Eva when we were talking and said, is that normal? Is it not normal? It depends on your parenting style. So I don't want to judge that, right? Some parents want to keep an eye on their kids, and that's interesting. It's also interesting because I don't know. I asked his dad, like, do you trust Katie? And his response was, I trust her with my 8-year-old daughter, right? But then the fact that they had to put a camera in the room just sort of struck me as odd. So that was the first piece. The link should be there for Lady Justice when she joins. I should see her. Hey, there you are. Okay, let me put you on the screen here.
Not my face, please.
Oh, you could turn off your video before I put you up here. But actually, no, I think folks can hear you. I don't even need to put you on the screen. Can everybody hear Lady Justice? Wait a second for the chat to respond. Go ahead and say something. Yeah, they're saying yes, so they can hear you. How are you, Lady Justice? What do you want me to call you? Lady Justice, Brianna, what do you want me to call you?
Brianna works because I was getting some really ugly comments about Lady Justice. So I'm assuming there's another one running around.
Okay. Hopefully, if it gets choppy again, let me know. This is a new setup. But roughly 1 year after Sebastian Rogers went missing, law enforcement descended on his residence and executed a search warrant. This is 1 year after he went missing, seizing multiple electronic devices, including 3 cameras that had been installed after his disappearance. That was the information that he was guarding and did not want disclosed. 1 of 3.
Okay, we're going to go to this right here. Okay, because he talks about some phones right here. Let me see here.
Out, or if somebody came into the home, could they have gotten through the garage door? No, unless they know the code or had the clicker, which they did not. Do you lock your doors at night?
Yes, ma'am.
Could he have left on his own through those doors?
He could, yes, ma'am.
But I heard in another interview where Mr. Proudfoot said he was not a, quote, wanderer. He didn't wander around. He had never left the home before on his own. Is that right?
Correct. We haven't had issues with him running or taking off in the past.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions regarding the doors. Do you have any home surveillance, anything at all that would have given us an idea or a clue if the door had been opened or not, or a window?
Not directly from our house.
Well, then from where?
That's what we were hoping, that neighborhood Ring cameras and may have picked something up.
Gotcha. I want to go back to that.
Now, the neighbor across the street had cameras, had a doorbell Ring camera. It was so sensitive that if anyone would turn the light on in Sebastian's house or off, it would pick it up. So if it would pick up a light inside the home, if someone was coming out of the home, it should certainly pick that up, in my opinion.
At night, you said you were up till midnight. You were reading something. What were you reading?
A chapter for school.
So here, Katie talks about reading a chapter for school. That was new to us when she brought this out. The sirens going off at the moment was perfect. That was new. Okay, now I think Chris chimes in here.
A chapter for school. Are you in school?
I was, yes, ma'am. I've since dropped my classes for the time.
What are you studying?
Business administration.
Business.
Gotcha. Where do you go to school?
DeVry.
So that night you go to bed at midnight after you've been talking to Mr. Proudfoot on the phone. You put the dogs away in a cage, a crate inside the home, and you go to bed. Did you?
So my question is, they get on the phone. Let me see if I got this timeline down real quick. They get on the phone at Sebastian went to bed at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, Katie is on the phone with her husband, Sebastian's stepdad. So from 10 o'clock till just before midnight, right? 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we'll say 11:30. That's an hour and a half or so on the phone. When was this time for studying?
check on Sebastian at that time?
I did not.
Okay. Do you normally?
Not typically. Since he's gotten older, I've not been checking on him as frequently throughout the night because normally he's good to go in his room once he goes to bed.
Earlier, you had stated you heard a noise in his room before.
But he apparently wasn't in bed. If you told him to go back, I don't care what you're doing in there, but knock it off and go to sleep. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate you, Mama. Thank you very much. Do you remember how he said she usually doesn't put the dogs up when he's not home? But that night he told her to put the dogs up. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the dog slept with her whenever Chris was not there.
Or you went to bed? What time was that?
Around 10 o'clock.
10 p.m. What did it sound like?
Listen.
Just a thud.
A thud. You stated that you said, look, I don't care what you're doing in there, go to bed. Is that right?
I was on the couch, which is near his room, and I said, Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? And he said, no, ma'am. And I said, well, whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep.
Thank you, what's up? Appreciate you.
So you heard his voice at 10 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, she just said, I usually don't check on him because once he's goes to bed, he's usually good to go. And an hour later, while she's on the phone with Chris, this is when she hears that thud.
Do you have any idea what the sound actually was?
I do not, no.
If he were to go out his window, what would he step on?
Mulch and bushes.
Did you say mulch or mush?
Mulch.
Mulch.
Mulch. Okay. Got it. Has he ever gone out the window before?
No, ma'am.
Is his room on the front of the house or the back of the house?
Front.
Front. Do any of your neighbors' ring cams point toward your house? Could they pick that up?
They do, but it's so dark that they can only see it. After it gets so dark at night, they can only see certain things where there's light.
I thought there were the two lights on.
On the opposite side of the house.
Okay. Can we talk about Sebastian's shoes? Why are you convinced Sebastian left without shoes on? Or are you?
Well, the reason that came about is because all of his shoes are accounted for inside the house still.
Are you positive?
I'm positive.
Positive.
How do you know what clothes he was wearing?
The clothes that we described are the ones I saw him in when he went to bed.
That morning, you woke up at 6 o'clock. Is that the normal time you wake up?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a heavy sleeper?
Off and on.
Do you take any medication at night that would make you sleep?
No, ma'am.
But you heard nothing?
I did not, no.
So we know he is alive and well at 10 p.m., at 6 a.m., he's gone. You say he's never left before, is that right?
Correct. He's never run off before.
And could I confirm, where was his bio dad at the time he went missing?
I believe he was at work in Nashville.
Had there been any family argument or altercation prior to him going missing?
No, ma'am.
Their relationship was allegedly on the rocks, and in the filing that the neighbor heard, allegedly the stepfather say that he something to the effect of he didn't care if Sebastian was dead or whatever. There was allegedly a fight between Katie and Chris, and Chris was going allegedly to his truck, and they heard allegedly Chris say some really bad things.
And Mr. Prophet, when did you leave town?
Early February.
So you had been gone for days before he went missing, is that correct?
Correct, ma'am.
Have you visited home since you left?
You said from when I initially left?
Yes.
It says she didn't stutter. She didn't stutter there. You can hear in the background, and then you hear from when I initially left. Yeah, just a question.
Yes, ma'am. I came home February 26th, the morning I was told that he was missing.
From the time that you
The morning I was told he was missing.
left for the job in Memphis to February 26th, did you visit the home?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
I was home. I can't give exact dates.
Okay, now listen to this. Listen to what Nancy says.
The home. Left for the job in Memphis to February 26th, did you visit the home?
From the time you left home till February 26th, did you visit the home? Did you visit the home between the time you left, early February, to February 26th? Now listen.
The job.
He was missing.
From the time that you left for the job in Memphis to February 26th, did you visit the home?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
I was home. I can't give exact dates. Law enforcement has told me not to provide exact dates, but I had been home multiple times prior to February.
Again, these are semantics here. Were you at home between the early February to February 26th? Yes, ma'am. What? When? Nancy asks. I was home. I can't give exact dates. Law enforcement has told me not to give exact dates. Now, first of all, why would it matter? Why would it matter if you was home between February, we'll say 2nd, to February 26th? Why would it matter? Law enforcement, from the email that I got from the detective, he said that they could not tell Chris, Katie, or Seth things to say and not to say. But he will say he was home prior days in January. But you can't say in February when you was home. But you can give certain dates in February, like the 2nd, and you can give dates when you were home the morning Sebastian went missing. Even though the claim is Sebastian walked out on his own accord, what would that have to do with you? It wouldn't have anything to do with you. This is something you're claiming that a 15-year-old boy just walked out of his home. So why couldn't you say when you were in your own damn home? Come on now, folks.
About exact dates, but I had been home multiple times prior to February. And then I left early February and then didn't come back till February 26th, the morning he was missing.
So here he says he didn't, here he says he said he was home between those dates, but he couldn't give exact dates. And then he said, I was home February 2nd and didn't come back home until the morning he was missing. He just double speaks.
You were not home from the time you left early February till Feb 26. Is that right?
Correct, ma'am.
Where were you living in Memphis?
I have an RV trailer that I stay in at an RV park.
RV park, okay. Following back up on that morning, you search the home, Ms. Proudfoot, then you get in your vehicle and you start searching. Did Sebastian know how to drive?
No, ma'am.
Was your car in the same location when you woke up that morning as it was the night before?
Yes, ma'am.
Has your car been searched by police?
Multiple times, yes, ma'am.
Have scent dogs looked at your car?
Why would they need to search your car multiple times? You know, one time is usually enough if there's not anything.
Yes, ma'am.
In my opinion.
So your car's in the same place. You get in the car, you start looking in the neighborhood for him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you call Mr. Proudfoot, right?
I believe I was already on the phone with him at that point.
Okay. Question. Who called
Hold on,
911?
What?
Okay.
Wait.
I believe I was already on the phone.
You call Mr. Proudfoot, right?
I gotta listen to this 1 second.
Then you call Mr. Proudfoot, right?
I believe I was already on the phone with him at that point.
On the phone with him.
Okay. Question. Who called 911?
I did.
You did.
Yes,
what
ma'am.
time?
Without looking at a call log, I can't give you the exact time, but on or about 6:20.
And had you guys been talking on the phone before 6 a.m. or did you initially call Mr. Proudfoot at the time you realized Sebastian was gone?
I called him when I realized Sebastian was gone.
Have you guys been out looking for Sebastian?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We were given information that you guys have left the home. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I'm going back to work.
You're going back to work. What about you, Miss Proudfoot?
No, I'm not going back to work. Not yet, at least.
Did you leave the home also, Miss Proudfoot?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Thank you. What's up?
To accompany my husband going back to work, and then I'm coming back.
Okay, when will you be back? Do you know yet?
No, not yet.
Are you concerned about being away while the search is ongoing?
Absolutely, I am.
Then why are you going?
Because my son could be anywhere, and we're looking everywhere and anywhere.
I've got a question for you.
Yes,
I want to find out about
We're going
Mr.
to come right back to this. I just want to show you something right here. This is Chris on YouTube. Someone asked, okay, well, where were you when Sebastian went missing? Can anyone vouch for you entirely? Did you and Sebastian get along? Why are you in a custody battle in New Mexico? When was the last time you actually saw Sebastian? And last but not least, what do you think or know about the security camera footage with the flashlights? Chris says, I was in Memphis working. I cannot give you a timeline due to the fact that law enforcement agencies have asked me not to give that information out. I can say that I was there for a while prior to Sebastian's disappearance. Yes, Sebastian and I got along greatly. And then he says, the answer is going to sound snarky, but I promise you... Okay, that's something about the other thing. Okay. So, here is where Chris says, have you both taken a polygraph test? And if so, what were the results? Thank you. Chris says, yes, and the results are passed, which we know did not happen. Did not happen.
Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt. What happened?
Yes,
Mr. Proudfoot, question for you.
Yes,
I want to find out about Mr. Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a
Yes.
belt.
Yes.
What happened?
That was actually several years ago, and it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
To Mr.
Mr.
Proudfoot.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were asking Katie. Sebastian had gotten in trouble. He got caught lying. And I had asked him, I said, hey, you got to have a punishment for this. He says, yes, sir. And I said, okay. So I gave him a swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes. One swat.
What did he lie about?
Honestly, I don't remember at the time, but it was probably something dealing with school because that's majority where his issues lie.
So that's the belt incident. And now we have the in the filing in the CPS reports, according to the filing, it says that he had swatted or, hit Sebastian in the belly with the back of his hand, knowing that, again, Sebastian had the breastplate on where the cartilage in his chest didn't grow correctly. Pigeon-chested is what they call it.
Did he have other issues at school?
some behavioral stuff, but nothing too crazy.
What kind of behavioral stuff?
He has a hard time. He's like awkwardly socially like blending in with students, so it's a little. He's trying to figure out how to do it, but respecting people's space. He gets a little too close.
I agree.
And then kids don't really accept that too much, so it kind of causes an issue. But he'll not stop and he continues on. So then it causes an issue, and instead of being honest about it, he'll lie like, "No, I didn't." Okay, Sebastian.
We're lying about doing.
Was that the first time? Was that the first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
So, maybe the belt incident, but according to the filing, we had, there was, the stomach incident. But I don't believe him.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they alerted that you hit him with a belt?
That did not turn into a CPS service call.
There were other.
Okay, so listen to this. Okay, now we're at the CPS. He says the belt did not turn into a CPS complaint.
CPS reports, right? Were they regarding your other child?
There is one in regards to my daughter that I know of out in New Mexico with my ex-wife and myself.
What happened?
At the time, my ex-wife had fled to New Mexico with my daughter. We were going through a custody and a divorce case at that time.
Hey, Bill. Good to see you, baby.
And at the time, when I'd call and try to check in on my daughter, I could never reach my ex-wife at that time. So a welfare check was requested. Law enforcement told me to call CPS if I had concerns. So I called CPS. Law enforcement did make a welfare call. And
now, I know more about this, but I'm not going to talk about
and that was it.
The daughter.
Then how does that turn into a CPS complaint against you?
I have no idea, ma'am. There's a lot of misinformation out there right now in regards to my New Mexico case that actually has no relevance to the Sebastian case.
The Sebastian case.
Then was there even a CPS complaint against you in New Mexico?
Not that I am aware of. And my attorney and myself are well educated on my case, and there's nothing that we know of.
Was there a TRO taken out against you regarding
Yes, ma'am.
your daughter?
Not a TRO, but a TPO.
A temporary protective order. Why was that taken out?
So in regards to that case, my ex-wife had a TPO put against her in Tennessee at the time. When we went to court, that got dissolved. I was ordered to hand my daughter back over to my ex-wife at the time. She gets in a truck. She fleds to New Mexico. 2 days later, she files one in retaliation.
Is it still in place?
No, ma'am. That was dropped within, I think, 2 weeks of it being put in place.
I've got a question about the belt incident. You're telling me that was the only time that you ever hit Sebastian with a belt?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're also telling me that did not make it to CPS?
No, ma'am, that did not.
Watch Nancy.
Question.
She knows.
Yes, ma'am.
Regarding Fate's Furniture.
Yes,
a few days after Sebastian goes missing, did you replace furniture in Faith's room?
No, ma'am, I have not replaced any furniture in my daughter's room.
Is there any new furniture in the home?
Yes, ma'am, there's a bed that was given to me and it's currently in my garage.
Has anything been taken out of the home?
No, ma'am.
The bed incident always gets me because Flo, Caddy, thank you for the flow state. Appreciate you, baby. Appreciate your support. Because that mattress that was given to him that was currently in his garage, then we have a year later, they're going into Faith's bedroom where there is cameras. They got cameras, 3 cameras out of the house. They got a phone, allegedly a laptop and some other electronics. I don't know. How often do people change, mattresses? How often do they change mattresses?
I was curious about a statement that Miss Proudfoot made earlier that canine dogs hit on the barn around the home and near a retention pond. Did that happen?
I'm not sure about the barn, but the retention pond, yes.
Because law enforcement says...
Now, remember, so Chris is saying that they hit on the retention pond here. He told Nerdy that there was, they didn't hit on a retention pond, that it goes through his yard, through Bobby's yard, and through 3 Muslim women's yard. It goes down, is it Drake Creek? And then the scent goes to the dam.
The dogs did not hit. But Miss Proudfoot says they did hit around the retention pond.
So there's been a lot of miscommunication in regards to what is and what is not. To help clear that up, law enforcement has actually spoken directly with me, showed me a few things. What I can tell you is from day one, there was 5 dogs that started the scent for the search.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, from the next 8 days out from that, there have been dogs from all over the country that have come in and done searches and had scent hits in various.
Thank you so much, Karma. Appreciate you. CP told Nerdy that polygraph examiner had to ask CP to clarify something, and it was about whether he ever lied to LE. If examiner asked you to clarify, that means you failed, per my law enforcement detective friend. Very interesting, Karma. I really don't think Chris has taken a lie detector test, in my opinion. I think he said that, to say that he took a lie detector test, but he's never, in my opinion, taken one. You can say no to a polygraph test, and they cannot hold it against you. A lot of people feel pressured to do the polygraph test. If law enforcement saying, well, why wouldn't you take a polygraph test? Why are you not taking a polygraph test? But it cannot be held against you for not taking a polygraph test. It can't be held against you if you flat fail the polygraph test. But again, in the beginning, I just showed you guys a second ago, Chris states on Facebook that the results are passed in this polygraph test. Well, we know Seth didn't take one at the time, and we know Chris did not take one at the time, because on this exact interview, Nancy asked him if he would take a polygraph test, and he said, law enforcement doesn't need me to take one because they know where I was at. And then he Nancy says, great, cool, kumbaya. Would you take one for me? And he's like, name the time and place. And Nancy names the time and place with the former polygrapher of the FBI, as good as you're going to get with the polygraph. And he ends up backing out of that. And then he says, well, I now TBI is going to give me a polygraph test. And he says he took one then. And he never takes one with Nancy. So I really don't think he ever took one, in my opinion. Katie might have. Katie might have taken a polygraph. Seth never took one with the TBI that I'm aware of at all either. But in the beginning, his first interview on YouTube, which was his first interview ever, he talks about they had to ask him 3 times. The host on there, she said they kept asking him because he wasn't directly like answering the question. And the host said, Mo, he said he took a polygraph test. And then Chris pipes up and he says, I said polygraphs came back as passed. I didn't say who or when. Again, you don't have to play with words. You don't have to play with words if you took a polygraph test. You don't have to play with those words.
Locations, but I would say a certain percentage of them tend to go toward the same spot, which would have been a retention pond.
So the law enforcement dogs did not hit on the retention pond. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying they did. There was at least 3 that I know for a fact that did.
Okay. Now, here we go again. Here he's saying, no, I'm saying that they did hit on the pond. But he's not telling Nerdy that.
Hit on the retention pond.
And the pond has been drained, correct? And there was nothing there.
Yes, ma'am. They have walked it, drained it, and there's nothing. The retention pond was only knee deep anyways.
That's his mother in the background.
On one occasion, Mr. Proudfoot, you stated that you and Mrs. Proudfoot have been, quote, vetted and cleared of foul play. That was stated on Chronicles of Olivia. Is that true? What do you mean by that?
Bullshit.
So after working with law enforcement of all agencies, they have actually told us that there is no foul play, no nefarious issues. We've been cleared of all wrongdoing. We are working extremely cooperative with all law enforcement agencies at any point in time that they've called, come to the house, anything.
Cooperating with law enforcement does not mean telling the truth. It means you're talking to them. Doesn't mean you're telling the truth, in my opinion.
Was Sebastian angry or upset before he disappeared?
No, ma'am.
Not to my knowledge.
What is your theory about where is Sebastian?
Your theory.
I wish I knew where he was, to be honest.
Your theory.
I think it's possible that someone has my son.
Why?
Because I feel like if he had been close to the house or had walked off, that we would found him by now with as many
RV.
people as we had searching.
This is their RV.
Have you checked his social media?
He doesn't have social media.
Have you checked his phone?
His phone has been thoroughly checked, yes, ma'am.
Have you handed your phones to police, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Has police searched all of your devices, your laptop, your iPad, everything?
Everything. Yes, ma'am.
Here she says they've searched everything. Well, law enforcement would come a year, well, a little less than a year, then to their house and would get cameras and a laptop and a phone. So if they had checked everything, how did they get a search warrant to go back in this house and get something? Because it's like I always say, it's a lot harder to get another search warrant when you've already been in there before, and a judge is going to say, why didn't you get it then? How do you know? So it takes a lot. It's even harder.
Other than you, Miss Proudfoot, who is the last person that saw or heard Sebastian alive the Sunday before he went missing?
Two of his aunts, a cousin, and the staff where we had dinner.
And that was at BJ's the night before, or the bowling alley?
So BJ's, and then we went to the bowling alley, and then after the bowling alley, we went to dinner before coming home.
I want to follow up again on the dogs hitting. Earlier, Ms. Proudfoot had stated the dogs hit around the house, the barn, and at the retention pond. Is that correct?
I don't know about the barn, but I do know that they did track to the pond, yes.
Did the dogs also hit around the house?
Yes, ma'am.
On the outside of the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Were they scent dogs?
See, we've never heard of such a thing of them getting a scent of Sebastian. In my opinion, they're saying this because there needs to be something of Sebastian outside, right? So, where did they hit around the house when they're saying here? Where did they hit? Because if they hit on a scent, Sebastian should be seen on camera.
Dogs or cadaver dogs?
They brought in both cadaver and tracking dogs.
Which dog hit? A cadaver dog or a scent dog?
Scent dog.
It's all been scent dogs that have hit. The cadaver dogs have not hit on anything that we know of.
What do you believe Sebastian was wearing when he disappeared? And would that have been what he slept in?
Yes. So the clothes, the black sweatpants with the white stripes and the long sleeve black shirt, that is what he went to bed in. And the reason that I believe he was still wearing those clothes is because when we searched, I did not find those clothes in the house. So I have to assume that that's what he was still wearing.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Did you say that's what he wore when he went to bed?
Yes, ma'am.
Joining us right now, in addition to Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot, the bio mom and stepdad of Sebastian, an all-star panel. First to Brian Trasher joining us, Vice President.
He did say that he passed as well. I just want to show you this right here. Have you both taken polygraphs test? And if so, what were the results? Thank you. FU. Yes. And the results are passed. And the results are passed. Have you both taken polygraphs? And the results are passed. I have never heard of a mom leaving food, blanket, etc. on a porch for a missing kid in case he comes back home when she left the house. Sus to me. I really think Chris's parents took Sebastian's remains somewhere else. I hate saying that, but they left town awfully fast. If Sebastian only had 3 pairs of shoes or boots that fit, she must have been able to figure out which black shirt Sebastian was wearing or missing. Isn't a bowling alley too loud for someone who doesn't like loud sounds? I don't know. I mean, I've actually got pictures. I've actually got pictures of Sebastian in the bowling alley the day that he was there. So, I don't know. I've never seen this news clip. This is from WKRN.
Week of exhaustive search efforts in air, water, and land by mounted patrols, K9 units.
Look at this is the creek.
And ATVs. Authorities moved the search to an investigation. At last update.
Authorities moved the search to an investigation. Hey Sierra, good to see you. And the results are passed, yes. The bowling, yeah, I think it's like an arcade bowling alley or something like that. But it went from a search to an investigation.
ATVs. Authorities moved the search to an investigation. At last update, investigators searched a Kentucky landfill, but it did not give them any additional clues as to what happened to Sebastian. Now, Sumner County residents are just doing what they can by printing and posting flyers from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office.
We took it upon ourselves to take a picture of it, display it on my Facebook page. We've encouraged people to just spread it, through social media. We've seen it at local businesses here in District 18, as well as outside of this district in Gallatin and Hendersonville.
County Commissioner Don Schmidt from District 18 says the goal of the flyers being posted throughout the county is to remind people to continue searching their property every morning and night.
We want to keep it fresh in everyone's minds. We don't want Sebastian to take a back seat. We don't want him just to, fall out of our memory or minds, to, just get everyone to stay vigilant, continue looking in the hiding spots, even as redundant as it sounds.
And as people drive by a now quiet search headquarters, the conversations and thoughts surrounding Sebastian Rogers remain relevant throughout the community, especially in places like local businesses.
Some lady wasn't even aware that this was happening, and I can't imagine having a son missing or having a brother missing or anything like that. And so it's so important that we are raising awareness because it is a missing person and we just want him to come home safe. So I really think it's amazing that we're doing everything we can to put flyers up everywhere.
In Sumner County, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
Okay, I want to play something right here. Listen to this.
So it kind of looks like one side of his chest kind of sticks up a little farther than the other side. Hence why he had the breastplate on. No, in the back. In the back. He's got the cowlick, so the swirl.
Let me find it.
Let's see. His favorite.
Daisy,
He doesn't really wear hats.
FSU girl, hold on, let me look.
Yeah, y'all don't have to super yourself before.
The investigation. Not that we know of. We had heard early on in the investigation that Seth was found by a car underneath the car.
I mean Sebastian, not Seth, right?
Sebastian was never found underneath of a car.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sebastian, yes.
He's probably
looked up on my TV and there's a humpback whale. We had talked to the neighbor, and the neighbor did openly admit that he had found Sebastian by his son's girlfriend's car.
No, they got it mixed up. But Chris wants to put out here that they found Sebastian underneath of a car. And he says the neighbor openly admitted. You don't have to admit that a child is under a car.
Came and knocked on the door, but I mean, as far as I know, no, Sebastian did not really take off. I mean, no.
Answer me. Do you think here?
Dolly, come up, man.
Because you never answer me, right? Because the chat is always fun. It's clear.
Again, this time it reminds interviews with is that
love to know something about it. I would like to have known that, law enforcement had probably put more effort into figuring out who it was. I would love to know.
It's walking around, or it looks like it's walking around.
No, I don't know who it is. I would love to know something about it. I would like to have known that, law enforcement had probably put more effort into figuring out who it was, by dismissing it so early, much like they did for the green hoodie person. I will say that. It's my personal opinion.
Now you side of a neighbor.
There's always a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say as much. Sebastian's becoming a teenager. Anybody's got children that have grown up. You always thought you knew your kids in the teenage years, and it's like, whoa. You never know what they can do or capable of, and then it's kind of like, well, I didn't realize that, and then you find out things. So it's always possible, always.
7,000.
Law enforcement has confirmed that lights. To go ahead and tell you that the one lights and the time on the videos are actually wrong. Law enforcement has confirmed that. The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that.
Again, he used the term admitted to that as well here. He says the light video is a neighbor admitting that he was taking the trash out at 3 o'clock in the morning. There is no neighbor in that neighborhood that has admitted to that. And I don't believe that for a second, in my opinion.
When you look at the screen, the second light, who's ever holding a camera is moving, but every light in the video can be pinpointed. They know exactly where it is.
Every light in the hold on one second, I got it. So listen to this.
Holding a camera is moving, but every light in the video can be pinpointed. They know exactly where it is. There was no vehicle that stops, pulls in. There is a newspaper.
There is absolutely a vehicle.
There was no vehicle that stops, pulls in. There is a newspaper vehicle that comes in the neighborhood. Every other vehicle in the neighborhood has or is accounted for. Law enforcement had put that out there, and to come back and dispute that, I think you're a bit of a fool. Yes, I'm going to say this out loud, Mob Crew. I think you're a fool if you think that your technology is any better than Sumner County's, FBI's, TBI's, and the Secret Service.
Fair enough.
I disagree with him on that. Yet he told Olivia it was a trash truck. Yeah. No, Holly, this is an old one that he did. In the very beginning, CP said he had to leave around 3 a.m. to make it to work by 7. I have never been able to find that. I know always others heard it as well. I would love to hear that. I've seen you state that many, many times. Love to hear that. I really would. 1 second here. 9:54. Let me find this. 1 second, guys. Gotta... One second. Give me a second. I'm looking for something. Give me a second. Okay. I'm looking for something. Okay. I'm looking for something specific here, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Yeah, I don't think I heard the same that he left at 3. I can't remember where it was though. Well, I think he did leave that night as well. I think he did leave that night, and I think I don't know, but we're not being told everything. That is for sure. He said the last time he was home was the morning. Yes. Sebastian went missing. What time though? Early morning, 3 a.m. question mark. You know, I think what gets me is TBI and Sumner County cannot agree on this case. And that's what's really, really frustrating. I'm looking for that video where he talks about his truck. Don't talk about my truck, is what he said. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it if I can find it quickly. He's got it. I've got it somewhere here, but I don't know exactly where it is. I've got so much on this case. It's incredible. So much. It's actually very, very long. That live stream is, it's like, bear with me, guys. 1 second. I'm trying to find it real quick. If I can't find it, then we'll do it in another one. I'm also going to have a guest coming with the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. I think we're going to do a live there Saturday with the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. So that'll be interesting as well. I just want Sebastian found. Like, it has been way, way too long. Is that it? Let me check. I've got hold on, I think this might be it. Let me check if this is it. This might be it. Let me check.
It has been wonderful. Anytime we've had questions, we have been able to have access to ask them and they answer. If it's not something they have, they do get back to us. That is my answer for Katie and myself. I'm not going to speak for Seth because I'm not on the phone with Seth when they talk to him. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying, well, they tell me this and they told him this. And no, I'm not saying that. I'm just putting it out there. Law enforcement has been amazing to work with. So is everybody else. You know, it just, a lot of negative rhetoric out there I think is what's kind of killing this thing. But trying to stay positive and doing the searches and the flyers and billboards and, you know, shout out to everybody that has contributed anything to it. Thank you so much.
Hey, Chris, one last thing, sorry. Did you really poop on a mouse on a stick?
Okay, that wasn't it. Give me 1 second.
Just in case. You know,
Well, here's my thing. If you find me on Facebook.
I did block him, y'all.
I'll have to find that. I really want to go over that one again. I wonder if election time will prompt arrest. Probably not. 1 second. Please give this a listen when you get a chance. Okay. Okay, I'll look at that. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I might come back here in a little bit and talk about the Ohio case. I could never be happy again if my kid disappeared like Sebastian. It's such unanswered questions, you know what I mean? And like, what the hell? That's not where I heard it. What's that? The 3 a.m. thing? Julia, it wasn't a bulldozer sound. That was the construction site of having the dumpster switch the morning. Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably come back here in just a little bit and talk about the Ohio. There's some, the Ohio 16, there's been some things come out about that that's very, very interesting. The night is young. I started early. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate you. Listen, I just want Sebastian found. That's really, I mean, people have such different opinions on this case, and it is very toxic. but I just do not believe someone doesn't know, especially with all the discrepancies that we've had. Oh, is she, Carol? I'll go over there and say hi to her. Love you guys. Appreciate you. See you guys in the next one. Give me about hour and a half maybe. I'll be back. Love you guys. Bye-bye.